Welcome back to Missless IBG. Today we're going to talk about how to face bullying at school. Whether you're a parent, a teacher, or a student. So here's a question for you. What will you do when you're being bullied at school? That no one is helping you, or no teacher steps in, and no friends speak up. You are just alone. And of course, scared. Well, I have been there. My cousins have been there. Even my partner had been there. So, in this video, I want to share our stories, but also what I have learned as a teacher and a mom about how to face bullying and protecting your self-worth. So let me start with a story about my cousin, because it showed me the real power of fighting back, only when all other options fail. So my cousin was in the secondary school in the UK here, but he was bullied over and over again and again. I think it was the time when he was about in his year 9, year 8, something like that. So at first, he tried to avoid it. So he stayed quiet, basically just giving in. However, it only got worse. Those bullies didn't just stop. Okay, so even when he was quiet, he was kind, then they pushed harder. Until one day, my cousin couldn't take it anymore. He literally fought back. So at the end, he broke the bully's jaw and chin. Of course, he's got suspended from school, like for a week. But the bullies got even longer suspension and harder punishment because the teachers and the school understood what had happened. Well, according to my cousin, when he returned to school, the bullying completely stopped. In fact, some classmates started looking up to him because he finally showed he wasn't weak. Now you may wonder, so you're suggesting that the students should fight back? Is that the right answer? Absolutely not. Fighting back physically isn't the first thing I'd recommend, because research shows it can often escalate to a situation leading to injury or backfire in some cases. But here, what I believe is you have to show that you are not an easy target. You have to stand tall, speak up, set a boundary. And if the system fails to protect you, sometimes your body will do what your words couldn't. This isn't about violence, not like that. It's about courage and knowing your own worth. But of course, not everyone grows up with the same courage or freedom to fight back, yeah? So here's what I think why some kids just basically can't fight back. So take my partner as an example. He got bullied too, also when he was in secondary school. But unlike my cousin, he didn't stand up for himself, according to him. Yeah. Why? So basically, I think because he grew up in a family where there were like constant criticisms, judgment, punishment, lack of communication and attention. So that time he was scared to make a move, scared to speak up. He simply didn't know how to fight back because he wasn't ever allowed to do so, and nobody ever taught him how to. Not all kids are raised the same, and not every child feels strong enough to push back. So what I want to share here is what we can teach our kids when it comes to bullying. Well, the most important thing is we have to teach them to deal with bullying, but without putting them in danger, but still protecting the self-worth. It sounds tricky, but actually it's not that complicated. So research shows there are safer, more effective ways to face bullying, but it all starts with awareness and connection. So one of the most important tools is this: stay open, positive, and good communication between the parents and the kids. That's the most important thing. Because if a kid feels safe to talk at home, they're more likely to share the pain earlier before it turns into a long-term trauma. Well, in my case, I didn't have that. I had no real bond with my parents because they were too busy when I was little. So I never told them I was bullied. That time I just kept enduring for an entire year, unfortunately. So that's why now, as a mom and a teacher, I always say this: what happens at home matters more than you think. So here are a few things we can also do to support kids who might be facing bullying. The first one is teaching them assertiveness. Remember, it's not aggression, but calm confidence, like a strong voice, eye contact, just like saying, "Stop, leave me alone," with power. Showing you're not weak, both physically and emotionally. Work out, train yourself. Don't just, lock yourself in the room to look at your phone or do online stuff. Do exercises so that you look tough on the outside too. Because when you're tough, not just in size, but also in spirit, you're less likely to become a target. Well, another thing that parents can do is you can do role play at home. You can practice bullying scenarios with your kids so they know how to respond under pressure. Like my partner, who used to be a Muay Thai trainer or a boxing trainer, he shared some tips on how to deal with bullies, like protecting yourself and responding to attack, etc. Of course, I know not every parent knows exactly what shall be done, but one thing, being able to find solution with your team together actually shows a very positive attitude in dealing with such situation. You have to show your kids that they are not alone. So, another thing I want to encourage is that the parents can, prompt your kids to join clubs, sports, interest groups, etc., or stay in some positive online communities where they feel accepted and connected. So it isn't about just socializing. It's about building emotional and physical resilience. It's just like having a backup and courage that your teen is not alone like that. And the toughness, both inside and outside, is what really helps your kid face unexpected challenges like bullying, rejection, and self-doubt, etc. And if your teen refuses to join anything or insists they're social enough online, don't just give up. Don't let them stay locked in the room. Talk to them firmly but kindly, and explain why it's important for them not just lock themselves in the room, so that they can have a better emotional growth and for long-term health. It's just like telling an overweight kid to stop eating junk food. Of course, they will say no at first. They might even protest, argue, cry. But as a parent, you know what they need, not just what they want. You are the parent, not the roommate. If your teen resists, take some action, like setting reasonable boundaries, limiting Wi-Fi hours or screen time. Will they throw a tantrum? Absolutely. But stand your ground. You are the boss. Okay? Say it out of love, not out of anger. Repeat your message with calm strength. I'm here to help you grow strong, not stay stuck, because that's what parents do when they truly care and love about their kids. Also, remind yourself, you are the parent. You set the tone in your home. You pay the bills. So yes, you say what goes when necessary. Also, when bullying happens, document everything. Because if a school has a good system, they should listen. If not, keep pushing, because your child deserves to be safe. So, before I end this video, here's a reminder to the parents, especially those kids are facing bullying. Give time to your kid. If your kid has been silent, just be patient. Show your love and care to them. Let them know you are their backup. And wait. And if your kid talks, just listen without judgment. Support without pressure. And to the students who are watching this, here's what I want to tell you. You don't deserve to be hurt. You don't have to be silent. And being bullied is not your fault. If you are not ready to fight back, that's okay. Start by believing in your worth. Then take one step. Tell someone about the bullying. Reach out. And if you ever reach that moment when the system fails, no one steps in, and you have to show you're not weak, remember, do it with strength. Not hate, not revenge, but with the power to say this: I matter. I'm not weak. I'm not a victim anymore. Bullying is not just a school problem. It's a society problem, a silence problem. We have to raise the brave ones, not the violent ones. Strong enough to stand up when it matters. If this message spoke to you, whether you're a parent, a teacher, or someone who's been bullied before, share it. You can also like this video so that Algo will push it to more people who might need it. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next Saturday.